If you're in a homeschool family, chances are you've experienced some of the homeschool stereotypes. Ever heard things like, so you don't go to real school?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Oh, poor child, don't you miss having friends? Corey, it must be neat staying in your PJs all day long. Or if you're a parent, you must be super mum. If you've ever heard things like this, then stick around as I expose the good, the bad, and yes, even the truth about some of these stereotypes. I'll also tell you how to convince stereotypers that homeschool is actually educational and sociable.
Is that really true?
It is true.
Ready? Stereotype 1, the reclusive hermit. Some people assume homeschooling is like being imprisoned with only your family for company.
You're heading for the choky, young lady. Choky?
Don't be too hard on these assumers. They're likely the product of public schools. They weren't taught how to think things through. They probably don't even realize they're making an assumption. Simply tell them that while you don't spend hours every day socializing with 30 children your own age, you do have social interactions with lots of people. Then tell them about your social life, like homeschool classes, field trips, and sports clubs. Stereotype 2, the overpolite poltergeist. Ever had anyone assume that because you're homeschooled, you're a super polite angel and never felt like jumping all over the sofa just to prove them wrong? Instead, ask them if they've ever met a well-behaved public school student. That should get them thinking. All parents have their styles and kids will be kids. There will always be some kids more mischievous than others, and that's okay. Just don't jump on the sofa. Stereotype 3, the supermum teacher. Here's one for the heroic multitasking supermums out there. Has anyone ever called you that before? Again, cut them a little slack.
We gotta give them a break.
They look at you with kids to raise and wonder how on earth you find time to teach the kids too. If they could think it through, they'd realize homeschool mums don't often work outside the home. That gives them time to teach their children. They'd also realize that homeschool mums don't go it alone. You have friends, family, and other homeschool mums who help out when you're facing challenges. And if they ever catch you talking to yourself, just explain that you're having a parent-teacher conference. Stereotype 4, the know-it-all Brainiac. Sometimes people assume that being homeschooled makes you an overachiever. Alas, have patience with these poor public school prodigies. They think anyone with a normal education is a genius. They might be surprised if you tell them you've read an entire book. Ask them if they know that some kids graduate from public school without having read an entire book. They may even confide to you that they're one of those people. Also explain that as a homeschooler, you get to customize your lessons and really focus on the things you love more. That's one reason homeschoolers can become not geniuses, but experts on some topics. In the end, if they insist you're a genius, just say thank you and change the subject. And if that doesn't work, then just start explaining something really technical like the Fibonacci sequence. Don't know what that is? I'll tell you later.
He's hard to get, sometimes because he's a genius.
Stereotype 5, the pajama-clad prodigy. Has anyone ever assumed you like staying in your pajamas all day long? This one contributes to stereotype 1 as well. You can't go out and socialize if you're always in your pajamas, can you? Truthfully, they're probably jealous. Lots of people would love to wear pajamas all day long. So just explain how you dress for school, just like everyone else. Want to make them more jealous? Just tell them you study upside down. It helps you focus. Stereotype 6, the sheltered bookworm. Okay, homeschool students, admit it, you're voracious readers. Did I just say voracious? But you're not just reading books all day, every day. If someone assumes you are, then tell them about your really cool field trip days. Follow up with a story about one of those field trips. Then they'll know you're not always sheltered, even if you are a bookworm. And if anyone ever thinks you just read textbooks, ask them if they've ever read Charlotte's Web or the celebrated Jumping Frogs of Calaveras County. That should let them know that you read regular books too. Stereotype 7, the tech-averse traditionalist. Okay, homeschool students, you are not supposed to be tech savvy. You should be living like people in the 1800s. No computers, no tablets, and any of the electrical stuff is out. You study the hard way, by hand, on paper, no screens allowed. Got it? And you parents, get rid of the online programs that help cut costs, educate your kids, and streamline their education. Homeschoolers do not use technology. You just can't. I'm not sure why you can't, but you can't, so just stop it, okay? Seriously though, if anyone comes to you with this assumption, just show them your smartphone. Or you can point them to a really cool website where your kids can learn math games for free. If that doesn't convince them, then just tell them that you have to go because you have to repair the door on the outhouse. Stereotype 8, the Pinterest perfect supermom. What do you mean you can't teach addition, vacuum, and carry your toddler at the same time? You're a homeschool mum. You're supposed to have super multitasking powers. If you don't though, don't worry. You're in the majority of homeschool mums. Your kids will be fine. So don't try and stop the chaos if your kids are learning and having fun. Clean up and regroup at the end of the day, or the week, or whenever. Just do your best. That's all any of us can do after all. Stereotype 9, the overprotective helicopter mum. Ever tell your son that you're so proud he's walking to the park all by himself when you're walking just behind him? Ever had an irresistible urge to text your daughter's orders to the restaurant when she goes there without you? Ever had a strong desire to install a metal detector on your front door? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you're obviously a helicopter mum. Obviously, homeschool mums are not all overprotective. They don't all fall into only one parenting style. But if you find yourself getting labelled as a helicopter mum and you're not one, then just smile and make a joke. Say you're a drone mum. At least that should get them laughing. Stereotype 10, the relaxed, unconventional, free spirit. Some people assume that homeschool isn't really school, so mums have it easy. All you have to do is hang out with your kids all day long. What's a curriculum anyway? Teaching styles run the gamut of laid back to really structured and everything in between. That's okay. Some kids learn best with lots of structure, while others learn best with just a little bit. So if somebody labels you as too laid back or non-conformist, just smile and offer them a cookie and ask if they'd like to join you for story time.
Here, have a cookie.
Do you have any stereotypes you'd like to add to the list? If so, leave me a comment down below. Make sure you also hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe. Hit the bell button, that way you'll know every time I release a new video. Oh, and I almost forgot the Fibonacci sequence. I don't know how to call it. Fibonacci. 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 Fibonacci, Fibonacci, Fibonacci.
Fibonacci.
It's a pattern of numbers that's found everywhere in nature. Each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13,